You know, one thing I've never done is walked up to somebody, either at a lecture or even, just somebody that I know, and say, here it is. This is, when I say I write. I realize I show you pictures of the writing instrument and the sunlight and stuff like that, but you've never physically seen the writing. But here it is. This is the journal, the writing. This particular one started on Saturday, March 13th, and today is April 29th, 2022. It's fascinating to go in here and see the different colors of ink that the writer uses, the different nibs, the width of the nib versus the roller ball of the pen. And I don't like that word pen. It cheapens the situation. But here it is. This is the journal. A lot of people don't do that. They like to hide their journals. I don't want people to know what I think, they say. It's like, why? Why? Are you bringing it up in conversation? I mean, it's like the part of the process of digesting what you're moving through is being able to say, here it is. This is it. Now, it took me a while to be able to leave my journals out in the open in my home. I used to hide them. I called that a writer hider. And I really sat there and I thought, well, why am I hiding it? Because my wife would always say, so what are you moving through? What's going on inside your head and heart today, buddy? And I would say, I wrote about it. And in that moment, I finally realized it was like, just if she needs to know what's going through me, here it is. Here it is. Do I know if she reads it? I don't know. I don't. It's none of my business. But here it is. Hey, it's Arrow. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. And I do write about the reality of life as well as, whatever's moving through the atmosphere. I'm fishing. I'm trying to catch something so that when it's caught, I reel it in, I listen to it, and then I set it free because it doesn't belong to me. This is The Daily Mess. I have learned more about real people over the past 24 months than I have in the 43 years that I've been in radio broadcasting. I really have. Inside those walls of broadcasting, the ability to share thoughts and ideas over a far-reaching speaker, that's mind-blowing to me. It's like, really? You mean somebody way out there caught what I said? And then research will pretty much show you, and I've had more consultants and program directors tell me this, they didn't hear anything you said. What they did was they heard your vibrations, they heard your emotions, but most listeners don't catch what it is that you're trying to bring forward. I was like, oh, all right, okay, I trust you. But, as far-reaching as those speakers are, it's not as physical as being right there in front of you at my essential job. And the only reason why I chose to accept the essential job journey was because the world was on COVID-19 lockdown. And I needed to be with real people and not Zoom people. You got to remember, I'm a mobile entertainer, work in the movie promotions business. I was always in front of real people. And when the lockdown hit, something hit me. Was I lonely? Was it the collaboration, the camaraderie, the smiles, the in-person kind of feeling that we get? Now, in the world of motion pictures, a 3D movie is always a sight to see. But you can't reach out there and touch it. No, you can't do that. Even with 4D, they spray water on you, they have the scent and all that kind of stuff. But it's still not the same. Whereas being in front of real people in the community is a connection. I've always tried to create on my radio shows that connection. But just like a 3D movie, my imagination painted only the image, but I truly couldn't physically touch or receive the vocal vibrations of reality. I'm a silent watcher. A wolf is my totem animal. Look at this right here on my leg. My left leg right up here on the thigh. What is that? Yes, a wolf tattoo. I've got wolf ink right there, always with me. That vocal vibration, being right there in front of you. A lot has been learned when you're being called to a position of just listening. The art of being present without taking over. I want to say that again because I want to plant that in your open field. A lot is learned when you're being called to a position of just listening. The art of being present without taking over. Can you do it? What would happen if you did it? See, what's going to happen is that people are so used to you always having the lead in the conversation that if you were to just basically go into that conversation and be a listener instead, they would sit there and say, what's wrong? Where you at? Are you in pain? Are you having a depression? What's going on? No, I'm just listening. So your anxiety of me being silent is teaching me something. That I could be your drug. That I could be that rope out of your hole. And you got to climb out of it. I just want to listen. That's all I want to do today. I just want to listen. I want to observe. I want to see what's really going on out here without my voice going. Blah, 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 blah. You don't need to do that. There's a lot more to a relationship when you find yourself listening. I'm Errol, and that's the Daily Mess.